Hello and welcome to K News. This is Hardik Trivedi. Let's have a look on what is happening in India and in the world. In his first remarks on the Ladakh face-off, former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh on Monday said PM Narendra Modi must be mindful of the implications of his words and cannot allow China to use them a vindication of its position. Nothing that disinformation is no substitute of diplomacy or decisive leadership. Singh called upon the Prime Minister Modi to ensure justice for soldiers who died defending India's territorial integrity. To do any less would be a historic betrayal of people's faith, he said in a statement. The Congress has been attacking the government on Prime Minister Modi's remarks at an all-party meeting that no one has entered Indian territory or captured any military post while referring to the eastern Ladakh standoff. The government has, however, said that attempts are being made to give a mischievous interpretation to the Prime Minister's remarks. Singh said this is a moment where we must stand together as a nation and be united in our response to his brazen threat. 20 Indian soldiers, including a colonel, were killed in violent face-off with Chinese troops on the night of June 15-16 in eastern Ladakh's Galwan Valley, noting that the country is standing at the historic crossroads. Singh said the government's decisions and actions will have serious bearings on how the future generations perceive us. Those who led us bear the weight of a solemn duty, and is our democracy that responsibility rests with the office of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister must always be mindful of the implications of his words and declarations on our nation's security as also strategic and territorial interests. The Congress veteran said China is brazenly and illegally seeking to claim parts of the Indian territory, such as the Galwan Valley and the Pangong TSO, by committing multiple incursions from April 2020 till date. We cannot and will not be cowed down by threats and intimidation, nor permit a compromise with our territorial integrity. The Prime Minister cannot allow them to use his words as a vindication of their position and must ensure that all organs of the government work together to tackle this crisis and prevent it from escalating further. We remind the government that disinformation is no substitute for diplomacy or decisive leadership. The truth cannot be suppressed by having pliant allies spout confirming but false statements. Singh also said that the sacrifice of soldiers cannot be allowed to go in vain. An army Jawan was killed on Monday as Pakistani troops opened fire and lobbed mortar shells at forward areas along the line of LOC and the international border in Jammu and Kashmir, officials said. The heavy Pakistani firing and shelling were reported along the LOC in Poonch district's Krishnagati sector and Rajouri's Naushera sector, and along the international border in Kathua district. The official said an army Jawan guarding a forward post was critically injured after being hit by cross-border shelling in Naushera sector. They said, adding that he succumbed to his injuries later. He is the fourth army personnel to be killed in Pakistani firing along the LOC in Rajouri and Poonch this month. 2 soldiers were killed in Pakistani firing in Rajouri district on June 4 and 10, while another soldier fell to a cross-border firing in Poonch on June 14. There has been a spurt in Pakistani shelling along the border in Jammu and Kashmir this year, with over 2027 cases of violation of a ceasefire agreement being reported till June 10. Earlier, a defense spokesman said at about 3:30 hours today, Pak Army initiated unprovoked ceasefire violation by firing off small arms and intense shelling with mortars along LOC in Krishnagati sector in Poonch district. Again at about 5:30 hours, Pak Army initiated unprovoked ceasefire violation in Nowshera sector, district Rajouri. The Indian Army is retaliating befittingly. Along the international border, Pakistani Rangers engaged in heavy firing on forward posts and villages in the Karol Matrai area of Hiranagar sector in Kathua district. He said the unprovoked firing from Pakistan started around 1 am and the border security force gave a befitting retaliation. The exchange of fire between the two sides continued till 3:50 am, the official said. Petrol price on Monday was hiked by 33 paise per litre and diesel by 58 paise to take retail rates to record high as the oil companies increased prices for the 16th day in a row. In 16 days, petrol price has been hiked by rupees 8.3 per litre and diesel by rupees 9.46, a record increase in rates of the fuel in a fortnight since pricing was deregulated in April 2002. Petrol price in Delhi was hiked to rupees 79.56 per litre from rupees 79.23, while diesel rates were increased to rupees 78.55 a litre from rupees 78.27, according to a price notification of state oil marketing companies. Rates have been increased across the country and vary from state to state depending on the incidence of local sales tax or value-added tax. The increase in rates since June 7 is the highest in any fortnight, when petrol and diesel pricing was deregulated in April 2002. Oil companies revised rates every fortnight in line with the cost. They switched to daily price revision in May 2017 to allow costs to reflect instantaneously in retail rates. According to pricing data, the maximum rates have increased in fortnight was rupees 4 to 5 per litre. Prior to the current rally, the peak diesel rates had touched was on October 16, 2018, when prices had climbed to rupees 75.69 per litre in Delhi. The highest ever petrol price was on October 4, 2018, when rates soared to rupees 84 a litre in Delhi. Taxes make up for nearly two-thirds of the retail selling price, as much as rupees 50.69 per litre, or 64% in petrol price is due to taxes. Rupees 32.98 is the central excise duty and rupees 17.71 is local sales tax. Over 63% of the retail selling price of diesel is taxes. Out of the total tax incidence of rupees 49.43 per litre, rupees 31.83 is by way of central excise and rupees 17.60 is VAT. In Mumbai, petrol price has gone up from rupees 86.04 per litre to rupees 86.36 on Monday. Diesel rates have increased to rupees 77.24 a litre from rupees 76.69 a litre, according to the price notification. Attorney General William Barr on Sunday assailed the use of mail-in ballots in US elections, saying they could open the floodgates of political fraud. His comments in an interview with Fox News echoed repeated assertions by President Donald Trump warning US states without evidence of significant past problems against using mail-in ballots in the November elections. At a time of intense division in the country, Barr said mail-in ballots could open the floodgates of potential fraud and undermine public confidence in an election's outcome. He suggested that